Alright, so we're running the body harness. So it took me a second, a couple tries, a couple attempts. But when you have a body harness that is not in a car, you have this point here, and then you take your two white leads, right here and right here. You're going to run those through your white holes in the deck lid. You're going to take this piece, and there's going to be a rivet here, or clip here, clip here, clip here, and clip here, and a clip here. And you're going to run those clips across. And when you're connected here, and then there's this white right here, and that goes to one of these two plugs, and then you have your tail harness that goes to body harness right there. But that is a little bit on how you run your trunk harness. Now thankfully I did cheat. Over here is a other deck lid that already has the wiring harness there, so I could kind of cheat my way off of it, which helps. Thanks Kinzer for that deck lid, which is what my wing came with, which makes me think that one of these is a wing wire, is my guess by the look of it. I'm not going to install my deck lid wing right now, but by looking at it, here is, for Terminators in particular, this one here that's flatter, this is going to be for your third brake light, and then this is going to be for this light here. So that's how you run these. If anybody else needed to know, this is how you run your wiring for your pan on your Cobras, for the not the pan but the deck lids. So that's all for this little bit. So the trunk harness is in. The firewall pad is also in. That's in front of us. I'll show you guys that in a few. Ran into a little rust problem in the car. It's not like most new edges, honestly. You look at the floor pan of this thing, and you look at the floor pan of most new edges around there. It's actually very, very clean. Pick you guys up here. Give you a little scan. And so the spot itself is right here, which it's not all the way through. It's the pitting rust, but it's not all the way through. But if you look overall, the floor pan isn't bad. I mean, you have little spots, but these are little surface spots. Like, they're not even pitting spots. So part of me is like, oh, do I go in, do I sand it all, and do I paint it all? Thing is, this thing's going to be mostly a garage kept weekend car, maybe summer daily. I see no real reason to go ahead and really start messing with the floor pan. I do want some input from you guys on this, because there's a point where there's some stuff I can do. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to cheat the floor pan, but I could end up spraying everything with paint and primer and a rust inhibitor underneath the floor, letting it dry. And as long as the floor is like this, I mean, the only thing that's going to get some overspray is some occasional wiring, but I'm probably going to wrap that stuff up. But if I were to paint the floor, there's not much in the way, and it can be done very easily. But what would you guys do? Would you guys cut it out? Would you guys go ahead and just put like a POR 15 or a rust inhibitor or rust neutralizer on it? Or would you just leave it? I know that there's some people say just sand it and paint it. There's about 50,000 different opinions on what to do, but as a car that's not really going to get driven in the rain much, there's a little rust spot on the underside of the floor that we're probably going to end up undercoating the car for that, and just going about it getting the thing as clean as possible. But I don't know what to do on that. So anyway, hope for the rest of the day we're going to try and get some more wiring in. Try and lay some more stuff down. Maybe try and get some routed. But right now we're just in a mode of trying to find documents and stuff. Like I have some wiring diagrams, but they're not very useful. But just trying to find enough to put some more stuff in the car or get some more stuff laid out. And so we are another step closer to having a running, driving Terminator at the end of the day. Not the end of today, end of the day. So that's the hope for right now. But anyway, so I'm going to get started on that, and I'll see you guys in a bit. We have battery harness, D56 harness. I'd say this is front end because there's some light connectors in a couple of these, but I know that's like the relay box, and there's like a headlight wire right there. Engine harness, that's going to be power control and ECU, and then we have dashboard. And then when you get in here, we have the trunk harness, and then the main. So we are trucking along. There's a lot of little sensors and connectors that aren't connected yet that are going to be fun to figure out what all components we're still missing, but that is all the wiring. Alright, so it just got interesting. We are going to try and pull an all-nighter and shove all the wiring in one night. So this is currently 8:38 p.m. and it's still dark, and we're gonna try and push as far as we can tonight, trying to get every speck of wiring in that car tonight. So it's gonna be a long one. So dashboard is now in the garage. It is 8:42, and we are starting to lay in wiring harnesses. It is 9:08, and we are currently on a run to go pick up rust inhibitor from O'Reilly Auto Parts before they close. So tonight is just beginning for us. So it is like 9:30. We now have this spot sanded back. We're gonna go in with some rust fix, and we're gonna prime it, paint it, fix it. So at this point, with everything run electronically, all the distribution modules, everything, the only thing that isn't in is the modules themselves, but the harness and stuff and everything is in the car. Now we are left with actually assembling the dash, and it's only 10:30. We are literally waiting on paint to dry.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So we've been working at it for what? 4 hours now?
About 3 hours.
About 3 hours. We started.
Well, not even, because we went in at 8, so about 2 hours.
Yeah, we started about 8:30. So we're trucking along. All right, it's 11:30. I'm already starting to feel it. So far, chugging along, realized that we had a wire out the wrong place. So we pulled that back out and then started fitting the HVAC box. And unfortunately had a nut fall into oblivion, so we're using a different nut than factory. But it is one that's same thread pitch that'll hold it in. I think it's a taillight nut, but we've got more taillight nuts than we need. And they're easy to get. So we're just running probably one of those for now. We may change it in the future, but we're going to try and test fit the dashboard, get some more components in tonight. But I am definitely already feeling it, and it is only 11:30, so this is going to get fun. It's only 11:30. Unfortunately, we've stopped. So basically what happened is that we got to the point where we're ready to put the dash in, And I walk out and he has the garage shut, and I'm like, why is the garage closed up? Well, evidently the 3 dash bolts on the top we don't have, so we can't start mounting the dashboard. So, dash is fully wired and sitting on the couch in the garage. And then James was awesome and put in the pedal box, and we were working on this airbox. We had a nut fall. We're gonna replace that nut. Ran all the wiring except power control module wiring. That one's still not done, but we're not sure where to route it. So we're gonna ask for help in the morning. But I'm just waiting for rust inhibitor to dry, and then we'll move from there. But we're planning to resume tomorrow and look towards getting the interior finished. But we are trucking along, but unfortunately we are going to call it a night. So we've been working since 8, so about 4 hours. So got a lot done in the 4 hours. A little disappointed. We were hoping to go through the night and go ahead and get a lot more done, but unfortunately it doesn't always go according to plan. So I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll post another video for what we get done next.